the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello everyone, my name is Ronak and you're watching Vector Art. Today we are going to learn some login animation in Visual Studio Blend. So without any further ado, let's get started. So let's start by creating a new project in Visual Studio Blend. Next, let's select a project, a WPF app with .NET Framework. Click on next, and now let's fill out the project name. Select the latest version of the framework and click on create. Now let's select the window and go to the properties panel and change a couple of properties. Let's start with the width. Let's change the width to 500 and let's scroll down and check the allow transparency checkbox. Change the resize mode to no resize. Window startup position to center screen. And also let's change the background to no fill. Now let's select the grid and double click on the rectangle and fill the rectangle inside the grid and change the radius of the rectangle. Also remove the stroke and let's run the application once. Building the application, the build is succeeded, and here we go, we have the window. Now let's stop the application and let's now go to the window and manage NuGet packages. Before that, go to the Solution Explorer and click on right click and select manage NuGet packages. Here in the browse, let's browse for the material design package, the theme and the color. Select both the checkboxes and select the version 3.2.0 and click on install. We are doing this so that we have a material design theme in our application. So here I clicked on install and the material design theme is being installed. Now let's select the other design colors. Select it and in a similar way just select the project in the checkbox and select the latest version and click on install. The package is being installed. Now if you go to the install tab, you will see that we have installed the design theme and the colors package. Now let's run the application once. Okay, let's stop. Now let's go to the XAML. Now go to Google and search for material design resources WPF. You will see the first page. Click on that page and scroll down. There you will find the resources that you'll have to add in the app.xaml file. So copy the resource dictionary and go to your app.xaml file in the Solution Explorer app.xaml file and paste it between the application resource. Oops, I have added a duplicate line. I have just removed that. And then now let's go back to the page and scroll down, and below that you have the resource implementation in the window. So copy that and paste it inside the window XAML. Click on enter and inside the angle bracket paste the content. Here I have to remove the dynamic background that we are setting because I have already set the background to null. Okay, now let's add a button on the window. You can already see that the button has a theme. Let's change the button a little bit. So let's go to XAML, remove the content, just remove the content, and now inside the button let's add a stack panel. So let's remove the forward slash. Before that, let's add a styling. So inside the style, a static resource, let's select the resource key as material design floating action button. Okay, now if you go to the design, you will see that we have a round floating button. Now inside the button, let's add a stack panel. So for that, you'll have to remove the forward slash and add a closing tag for the button, and inside the button let's add a stack panel. Okay, and inside the stack panel let's add an icon pack. So just type a pack icon and you will have this material design tag, and inside that let's select the icon using the kind attribute, and here I'm selecting the plus icon. Now let's zoom in and select the button and change the background to white and the border brush to a light gray. Let's select the icon, pack icon, and change its foreground to black, and let's change its width and height as well. Okay, so now we have our floating button ready. Let's duplicate it. Before that, let's run the application. Okay, so let's duplicate the button. So let's hold on to the Alt key and drag the button. I'm duplicating it thrice, and let's adjust the position. Now let's go to each button in the XAML and change the pack icon, and also let's set a name. So now that we are done setting the icons and the names, let's rename the buttons, minimize them and rename them accordingly. We will need one more button to show the close process. So let's copy the plus button that we have and paste it in place, and then let's rename it to close. Go to the XAML and change the icon to a close icon. So let's change the kind property. Before that, let's set a name and change the kind attribute to close. Now let's go back to the design, and you can see that we have a close button. Now in the initial period, we'll have to hide the close button and all the social media login buttons. So select before that, let's reposition them, and now let's select the 3 buttons and set the initial property of visibility to hidden. Okay. Now let's add a text block on top. This will just serve as a label for the other login methods. Let's change a couple of properties, text properties. Let's change this font size and the font weight and the alignment to center. Let's remove the font weight and change the font to medium. Okay. Now let's there's only one thing remaining, that is to animate. So let's add a storyboard, and on the first keyframe, let's make the 3 buttons visible: Google, Twitter and Facebook. So select the 3 and go to the properties panel and change the visibility to visible. And now on the next keyframe, change the location of individual buttons. So next, let's select the Twitter button and change its position. And then finally we have the Facebook button. Okay, now let's change the visibility of the close button. Before that, let's change the visibility of the plus button to hidden and the close button to visible on the last keyframe. So let's run the animation, and you can see it's working as expected. Let's speed up the animation. So for that, you'll have to adjust the keyframes and run the app. So now there is one final thing left, that is to trigger the animation on click of the plus button. So I'm tweaking a keyframe a little bit. So let's go to the triggers, and here you can see that we don't see the plus button under. I know we only see the window button. So for that, we'll have to go to this Object Explorer, select the plus button, and now you can see the plus button in the triggers. So you'll have to trigger the animation on plus button click and save the process and run the application. So hope you all liked watching this video. If you do, please like, share and subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.